everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another movie review. This time around, I want to take a look at a movie called Don't Trip, which will be released in 2025. It was written and directed by Alex Kugelman, and it stars Matthew Sato, Will Sennett, and Olivia Royer. It tells the story of Dev, who is played by Matthew Sato, and he is a young screenwriter. He's looking to get his first screenplay sold, and he's not having much luck. He loses his job as a Hollywood assistant, and he comes up with this idea that he thinks he's going to be able to get his script in front of a hotshot producer by befriending that producer's son. The son's name is Trip. He's played by Will Sennett. And he's anything but your typical buddy material. He's just gotten out of rehab. He's kind of a wild child. He thinks of himself as a poet and an artist. He's more of a trust fund kid, and he doesn't have any interest in producing. He doesn't have any interest in Hollywood. He doesn't have any interest in movies. So for Dev, he's got his challenge cut out for him because all this kid wants to do is party and hang out and write poetry and maybe get back into doing drugs since he just got out of rehab. He's everything that Dev isn't. As soon as Dev befriends him, Trip seizes on Dev's earnest friendship like a drug. He's all over him, and he starts forcing him to do things that he really doesn't want to do. And the gist of the film is how far will Dev let Trip take him, just in the name of trying to get this script to that producer, his producer dad. Full disclosure here, I was contacted by the writer and director of the film, Alex Kugelman, through Letterboxd to review this film. He gave me a copy of the film via screener, and I decided that I agreed to review it in exchange for absolutely nothing. He wasn't aware that I have a YouTube channel and a website. He thought I just reviewed movies on Letterboxd, so he's getting a little bit of extra publicity for his film. And I didn't say that I would give it a positive or a negative review for anything, so I'm going to give it a fair review. And I'll be honest, the movie started off pretty slow. I was not too impressed with it out of the gate. It's a little rough around the edges because it's 100% independently produced film. It was produced with help from Kickstarter financing. It was completely written and directed by Alex Kugelman, and he didn't do it with any studio help other than distribution, as far as I know. And it shows in the beginning of the film. And I think what's interesting about this movie is it's a movie that gets stronger as it goes on. Most movies start strong and end kind of unsatisfactorily. They sort of go out with a whimper. This is a movie that gets stronger as it goes because I think, and I don't know this, but I think Alex Kugelman had an idea of what he wanted to say with this movie, and that was towards the end of the movie where it says that stuff. And he wasn't quite sure how to write up to it. But when it gets towards the third reel, or not third reel, but the third act of the film, it finds its footing, it finds its confidence, and that's when the movie really starts to get good. So the best part of this film by far is the performance of Will Sennett as Trip. He's given all the best lines, and the film is billed as a horror comedy film. I don't think the humor lands so much as laugh out loud funny. It's more subtle, but there is a real sense of tension and dread as you get closer to the end of the film. Like I said, it really gets a lot stronger as you get towards the end. And really, this is a very watchable film that really asks the question, how far will the lure of fame and fortune push somebody towards the edge? How far will they go to do things that they might not do otherwise with money signs dangling in front of their eyes? And it really makes you wonder how often this type of story really happens in Hollywood. So I found it pretty entertaining. Um, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's a little rough at the beginning, but it gets a lot better towards the end. And you can watch Don't Trip on Tubi starting November 7th, Friday, November 7th. So it's coming up. So give it a look. I would say give it a fair shake, but stick with it till the end because it's worth seeing the end. So yeah, there you go. That's my review of Don't Trip by Alex Kugelman, coming to Tubi in just about a week. So there you go. As always, thanks for your attention span, for making it this far into the review. And as always, I will have another movie review next Sunday. You guys are voting on the current review right now on my poll. And I hope we'll see you later. And thanks for your subscribing. Take it easy.